With AI, almost anyone that's a bit tech savvy can build a beautiful website now, but there's one thing that vibe coding doesn't give you, and that's a CMS, a system to manage your content. And that becomes a real problem the moment that you want to sell something, because a web shop needs a secure login, a place to manage and upload your products, and a way to track shipping, a system to manage reviews, and most importantly, a payment system. But in today's video, I show you a tool that lets you vibe code your own professional web shops, like the one that I built here, using Shopify's backend. And every button and every product on this page is linked to an actual product in the web shop. So this is not just front-end placeholder content. Everything works and it's set up in a secure way because it's all built directly inside the Shopify CMS. The app that I'm using for this is called Instant AI, and I want to briefly thank Instant AI for sponsoring this video. I'm very happy about this collaboration, as this was a tool that I already had on my radar for my own Shopify store. And it basically lets you build your Shopify landing pages, your home pages and your product pages by prompting to an AI agent. And I walk you through my full process here, from the design concept to the published page, so you can build your own web shop with AI too. And make sure to stick around to the end, because I prepared a free gift for you as a thank you for watching. Before I start the actual build, I designed the concept in Figma, and I have two reasons for doing this. The first is that I use these designs as reference images alongside my text prompts, and in my experience, adding an image gets you much closer to what you have in mind than a text prompt on its own. And the second reason is that this design gives me my design tokens. So the colors, the fonts, the spacing, the corner radius, all the small decisions that make a site feel consistent. And inside Instant AI, they are all collected in what they call the brand kit. And I'll come back to that in a minute. So I went for a warm toned web design. I chose neutral tones like the cream background color and the taupe and brown as accent colors for the buttons, for example. And for the typeface, I used Allegria as the display font, and then I used Inter for the body text and for the eyebrow headings. I alternate between background colors for each section, so a cream background and then a white one, and this is to clearly separate the sections without adding any borders or lines. And I deliberately picked two light colors here because all of my images are dark and brown toned, and I want those product images to be the thing that stands out against the light background. I gave all the buttons, the images and the blocks a very minimalistic border radius of 4 pixels. And that's a small detail, but sharp corners felt a bit rigid in this design, and a large radius was too playful, so this makes everything feel a bit more polished. And I purposefully did not design a full landing page. I only designed the parts that show the brand kit clearly and the start of the website. Everything after that I want to build with the pre-made sections later inside Instant AI, and then I restyle them to match the design. And I do this to save time because I don't have to design something that already exists. So now that the concept is clear and I know exactly what design tokens I want, the next step is to set things up in the app. Instant AI is an app that you add directly to your Shopify account. And you can do this by going to the Shopify App Store and clicking the install button. You'll be prompted to log in or create an account. Then you land on the onboarding screen, and finally on this window here, which is the main dashboard of the app. Now the idea behind this app is that it builds a storefront with AI based on the content that you already uploaded to your Shopify store. So all the content on your storefront built with Instant AI is linked to the actual products in your Shopify store. So I added these 6 products to my store, and they all have a product title, a product description, a category and tags, and that's all information that Instant AI can build from. So it knows my products, it knows my images, and based on that it can build sections around them, write the text for them, and even generate new images in the same style as the ones that I already have. So let me briefly walk you through the UI. Here in the center is a prompt box where you can start prompting right away for a landing page or a product page. And then on the left side you have the analytics, which show how your pages are performing. Then the studio, where you can generate new product images. And then the A/B testing, if you want to test different versions of a page against each other. And then at the bottom here you have the canvas. And when you click this button, the canvas opens up. And on the right side you find the design panel, where you can select any object and style it individually. And on the left side of this page you have your project panel with all the layers. And then a tab with all the templates that you can choose from, which I'll show you in a second. And then the agent tab. And the agent tab is where I spend most of my time building this. So I start by giving the agent all the information for my brand kit, and I do this first thing to be able to prompt for things in my own design style. And you can do this by clicking the settings icon in the bottom left, and then brand kit, and then set up brand kit. The agent will ask you if you want to give it a URL or start from scratch, and if you provide a URL of a site that you like, it will pull the design tokens from that site and build a brand kit from them. I chose the start from scratch option because I like to add the design tokens from my Figma concept. And then I just talked the agent through the design I made earlier, and everything that I can think of I drop in here. I describe the fonts, the colors, the spacing and so on, and the agent turns all of that into one long brand kit. If you are unsure what to prompt for, I added all the design tokens I used to the description of this video, so you can use that as reference for this part of the build. Once your brand kit is set up, you can start building the landing page. Now that everything is set up, I start with building the hero and I give it a reference image that I created. And then I describe everything in detail, the placement of the text, the button, how I want the images to be sized, and I just walk through everything that I see from top to bottom. The only thing that I don't have to mention anymore are the design tokens, because it already knows those from the brand kit. And a very convenient way of adding additional sections is to go to the Insert tab, where you can find all the pre-made templates. And here you can add different sections to your page, and these are not on brand by default, but if you add one to your page and then select the section on the canvas, you see that the section is tagged in the chat box. And from there you can just ask it to style it with the brand kit, so it matches the design of the rest of the website. And you can go one step further and ask it to generate a matching image and to fill the section with actual products from your Shopify store, or to write new content based on your products. And it does that really well, and that way you can move really fast by letting the agent handle the content of your website too. And if you want to adjust something manually, you can simply click the part you want to change on the canvas and then edit it on the right side. So you can adjust the font size here, or the colors for example. And this is also where you can switch the content from static to dynamic. The difference is that static content only lives inside the design, while dynamic content is linked to a specific product in your Shopify store. So here you can see I linked this to one of my products, and I can swap it for a different one, and everything underneath syncs automatically with it because it's all connected. And if you change the price or the product photo in your Shopify backend later on, it updates here automatically, and this is exactly the part that a vibe-coded website is usually missing. So once I had the sections that I was happy with, I wanted to add some motion, and this is also something that you can just prompt for. So here I added a slider with a ticker animation, and in this case I prompted for the animated section, but you can also select a specific block on the canvas and then go to the Interactions tab and then add an effect to it. And that's what I did here with these fade-ins on scroll. I delayed the animation for each section so that they come in one by one. And small details like these is what makes the whole site feel a lot more luxurious. And once your website is finished, you can click the publish button in the top right corner, and this turns your design into Liquid code and adds it to your Shopify editor. Liquid is the template language that Shopify themes are built with, so your page becomes a real part of your theme instead of something separate that sits on top of it. And that's how you build a beautiful on-brand Shopify store with Instant AI. And the nice thing is that once your brand kit is set up and the agent knows the style that you like, every page after this one only takes a few prompts. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more designs that I built with AI, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as a thank you for watching, I added all the visuals and the brand kit that I used for this website, and I added a full walkthrough of the installation and the setup of Instant AI, all as a free download in the description, so you can build your own store and try Instant AI yourself. And feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions about today's build, or if you have any suggestions for future videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.